Can you divorce someone that doesn't want to? That's what we're going to talk about right now. Hey everyone, welcome to Illinois Divorce TV, where we break down everything related to divorce and custody in Illinois. I'm attorney Robert Buchanan. Now let's dive in. Marriage is the ultimate partnership. You and another human making the decision to do life together. As a recently married person, I can tell you that for me, it's about vision, planning, and communication. If my wife and I don't talk about the big questions, the big goals, and the big dreams, we would be destined to grow apart. Kids, house, career, work-life balance, social circles, travel, work expectations, parenting expectations. There's a lot to think about and a lot to talk about. While I feel like the world is our oyster, I can imagine you don't. You're watching this because you and your spouse aren't talking about the big things, or at least when you do, your ideas are radically different. There's no longer that push to align yourself, to compromise so you stay on the right path. It's gotten to the point for you two that you see yourself leaving the marriage, and your spouse wants to make it keep working, or maybe vice versa. Either way, you two are no longer aligned concerning the most fundamental issue: whether or not to stay married. For the sake of this video, I'll assume you are the person that wants out. You've had enough, you're ready to move on, but your spouse is clawing to stay together. Are you forever a prisoner to the marriage? No, of course not. The law is on your side, and nobody can force you to stay married. That said, there are some real implications when your spouse doesn't want to get divorced, as the easiest divorce is an agreed divorce. But no matter how they try, your spouse won't be able to stop you from moving the process forward. Let's break this down a bit and take a gander at what this looks like in practice. You have made up your mind you want a divorce. You have told your spouse. Actually, at this point, you are actively talking about it with your spouse, and you have been for at least a couple months. You both know that your partnership is broken down. The only question is what you're going to do about it. You know that all is lost. You're done. You don't have the energy nor the desire to try and rebuild the partnership. Whatever happened, you and your spouse have grown too far apart. If you met now as strangers, the same spark that started it all wouldn't even be there. Your spouse, on the other hand, wants to keep fighting for the marriage. They suggest counseling, maybe a big trip to hit the reset button. Maybe they think it'll be worse for the kids. Whatever the reason for them, they are not ready to let go. So what do? If you're ready to start the process, that's all you need to do. Your spouse doesn't have to sign off on you starting the divorce process. Once you file the initial documents and your spouse is given those documents in a legally sufficient manner, the clock starts ticking for them. They will be legally obligated to take certain steps if they want to participate and have any say over the divorce process. At this point, their tune could change dramatically. Your decisive action could be all they needed to see, and they will throw their cards into the middle of the table and fold. Reluctantly, they will cooperate in the divorce process. Or they may not give in so easily. They will hire a lawyer and they will tell that lawyer, I want to win this person back. Please just drag this out as long as you can. Quick editorial here. What? On a personal note, I don't think this makes any sense. If your plan is to drag out your spouse's divorce, thus making their life miserable, it's about you and not them. You can't force someone to love you. Let it go. You're doing it wrong. I'll give you the same speech if you ask me to drag out a divorce for you, and I'll tell you that I'm not the lawyer for the job. Sorry. Okay, so let's say that your spouse finds that lawyer that's willing to dig their heels in. What happens next? Well, your divorce will proceed like any contested divorce. You'll be ordered to fill out financial affidavits, and if you have kids, you'll be ordered to go to mediation. Depending on how complicated your property or custody situation is, will dictate what kind of shenanigans the other lawyer might be able to pull to prolong things. You aren't powerless, however. First, from a legal perspective, you don't need a reason to get divorced. You just need irreconcilable differences, and that's easy to prove. Second, if you have a savvy lawyer, they will be able to apply pressure to the other side in various ways. Further, the mercenary on the other side isn't free. It's quite possible that your spouse will get tired of paying them hundreds of dollars per hour in the romantic pursuit of winning you back by dragging you through the divorce process. Your savvy, practical, diplomatically driven lawyer may also have some advice for you on how you can communicate with your spouse so they truly understand there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Your lawyer may also be adept at building enough rapport with the other lawyer that they are able to push them to push their client to just give up and move on. Few lawyers appreciate litigating just for the sake of litigating, despite what you've heard. While having a spouse on the other side that isn't ready to move on can be a nuisance and will certainly lead to a divorce that's more expensive and lasts a bit longer, your spouse's efforts will not succeed. You will win. You will be divorced. Let me know in the comments what you want to hear about next week. Check out the description below and my other videos for more info, and don't forget to like and subscribe.